There's O'Connor Road there. Barrington Park coming up here on the Colonial Belle and the Erie Canal. O'Connor Road breaks off and goes to the right. And there's Barrington Park. There's Route 31F right there.
To spend a beautiful afternoon
coming
just
up
like
on.
today's.
Got pictures of the new playground that is under construction. It's out for a walk one day.
Of Fairport. This is going to be our first low bridge. If you're on the upper deck, please be sure to find yourself a seat in a chair or crouch down anywhere up here. Remember, as long as you are seated, you are safe under our bridges.
I don't feel like getting
If you're on
decapitated
the lower
today.
level, do not use the stairs at this time. Let's get those heads down, please. Low bridge.
Barrington Park.
As we continue on with our trip today.
That's Route 31F.
The building over here on the right is home to Fairport's Crew Club. Crewing or rowing has become a very popular sport here on the Erie Canal, especially among local high school and college students. We'll be passing Pittsford's Crew Club just before the lock. We'll get to see how their facility is a bit unique.
You can hear them on the canal here at times from our place, which is down below. Been on the canal path many times out here.
Erie Canal. Now, the canal was originally dug between 1817 and 1825. However, the idea for a canal like this goes all the way back to the days of George Washington. It was George Washington who had the original survey conducted across New York State. Now, when that survey was completed, it was reported back to him that they thought a canal like this might be possible. However, they did not feel that they had the technology in that time in order to complete such a project. It wasn't until Governor DeWitt Clinton took office that the project for the canal truly got underway. Now, they began digging in Rome, New York. And remember, when we talk about digging the canal, they had no power equipment to help them with that process. Using Using shovels, picks, wheelbarrows, and wagons, they dug 363 miles of canal across New York State, stretching from Buffalo, New York to Albany, New York. Now, this allowed the canal to connect the Hudson River to Lake Erie, and also allowed goods being shipped into the New York City harbor to be sent as far west as Chicago across the Great Lakes. That original canal was only 4 feet deep. It was 40 feet wide and required 83 locks in the original system to compensate for an elevation change of over 500 feet between the cities of Albany and Buffalo. Well, these days our canal has been widened and deepened quite a bit. It's about 12 to 15 feet deep, about 100 feet wide in most areas, and requires only 36 locks to operate our system of today.
Come up towards our place down here. Our landmark is just look for the high tension wires down here. That's where our access is to the canal path. I say bend up and down many times here. It's good exercise. Widens out down below here. I'm gonna grab the chairs. Okay.
Yes.
How long did it take to get out?
How long did it take?
Yes.
To do the whole thing? 8 years.
Right. Well, that was job security.
Widens out goes that way.
This wide section of the canal here is called the oxbow. Now it gets its name from the shape that it takes through this area, that of an old oxbow used to harness the teams of oxen. Now in this area there used to be a small lake, but when they were originally digging the canal, they were always looking for shortcuts or ways to make some of that hand digging a little easier, so they routed the canal straight through this little lake. These islands that you see over here on the left were created when they widened and deepened this section of canal. The dredge spoils that were taken up from the bottom were dumped over here, creating these islands. Well, it was around the 1920s that back behind these islands, squatters began to build cottages and cabins. They lived here on state property for many years without paying any sort of taxes. Well, it was also around the 1960s that New York State found out about that. They weren't too pleased with that situation and began passing laws stating that these folks could no longer make major repairs to their homes, nor could they pass them down from generation to generation.
There's our high tension
So
wires.
slowly those homes began to fall away and New York State was able to reclaim their land.
That's where our access is on the apartment complex. Running parallel to Jefferson Avenue right now. And the orange sign over there, that's where our stairs are. We're right behind there. Well, if they want to get out, they want to go home.